I've got a total experiment for you today with a super quick and easy background and one of my weird geometric illustrations. So to get this piece rolling, I'm using my acrylic paints and diluting them down with water to get some yummy watercolor effects. And you've seen me do this before. It's something I like to do a lot. If you haven't tried this yourself, then probably the main benefit to this is that you can layer over the top of the acrylics once they're dry without worrying about interfering or moving that paint layer around, which is something you can't do easily if you're using watercolor paints. If you've missed the video where I use this technique with stencils, then I've linked that up at the end of this video and also in the description below. And you'll also find a full list of everything I've used in this piece today, including the paper that I'm working on and the colours, all listed in the description as well. So click the Show More button or the triangle if you're on mobile to see that list. So I have absolutely nothing going on in my head when I started this project. Oh boy, that sounds just awful, doesn't it? You guys know what I mean. I mean that I have no plans for this piece or no ideas of what I want to do with it. Not that there's tumbleweeds just rolling around in my skull or anything. Unfortunately, that's far from the case. I have one of those brains that just never shuts up. It's like, shut up brain, I'm trying to sleep. Nope, never gonna happen. All I knew when I started this piece is that I wanted to get a bit of simple visual texture with a minimal amount of paint application. So I'm using some dripping and splashes and other bits and pieces, and also I've gone with a very simple colour combo of 3 colours that I know will work well together. So it really is a very simple, don't have to think too much about it kind of piece. And I'm totally loving adding texture to pieces with this particular technique at the moment. I don't know, am I overusing it? Maybe. Perhaps I need to work it out of my system and then we can all just move on. Now this piece then sat near my work desk after I'd finished it, and it was there for a few days, perhaps even a few weeks, before I decided to work on it again. And I think you can also see here another benefit of working with acrylic paints in this way instead of watercolours, and that is that you don't get that shift in intensity when the paint dries. Watercolour paint tends to dry lighter than when you see it when you first put it on when it's wet. And I'll let you into a little secret, although perhaps you will kind of guess this yourself as you see it grow. But I still had no clue what I wanted to do for this particular piece. So I just started working on it and hoped that something would come to me. And I think this is why I'm describing this as an experiment. Sometimes you just have to do and not think about it. I'm getting to that point where I just think, well, if it all goes horribly wrong, I can just remake a similar background. It's no big deal. You have to let go and play and discover and let it all happen. Although I'll let you into another secret, and this is a good tip if you have the technology to hand. I did scan the background before I started working on it. I really liked the way that the paint had dripped and moved and formed an interesting texture, particularly where the blues and the yellows had met. And I might pick these textures off for some digital work in the future. You never know. So it's kind of worth capturing if you can, just in case. Now you can do that with a camera, but it's just a lot easier with a scanner. The random shapes are ones that I've been playing with a lot, and you'll have seen them more on my Instagram feed, but they have been sneaking into some of my videos here too. It's definitely good to have a catalogue of shapes and motifs that you can kind of pull out of the bag when perhaps you aren't feeling the inspiration and you still want to work and keep working. If you need help finding your motifs, or perhaps you need help changing them up a bit because you think you might be getting a bit bored with them or a bit same old, then I have a video about them and I've linked it up in the cards for you and also in the description as well. Oh, and a complete tangential aside, thank you all so much for your support. Would you believe that I've reached over 5,000 subscribers? Thank you for helping me pass that 5,000 mark. You're truly amazing. All of the watching, subscribing, all of the likes and the sharing of my videos, it all really helps. And I hope you're enjoying my videos, the new ones and the back catalogue too, and keep getting lots of tips and tricks and inspiration from them to help in your art. And hopefully my aim is that our art, yours and mine, will keep getting better, because that's what we are all aiming for, isn't it? So let me know if you have any videos that you would really like to see me make. Is there a question you need answering or a product that you need to know more about? And if I have that product, then I will definitely do a video for you. And also if I can answer your questions, I will also do that as well. Just let me know in the comments. So this drawing grew from the painted shapes right up to the penwork. I chose the pinks and the purples as I knew they would contrast quite sharply with that background, and I didn't want the details to merge into the background. Although I have repeated some of the yellow from that background layer into the drawing layer, you only really see it as part of the background. And the pink brushwork and that black penwork are quite distinctive from that first layer. Thank you for experimenting with me today, and I hope that you are inspired to go and try some of your own experiments, whatever they are, whether they are small or large. Just go do something creative and just for a few minutes and enjoy it. I will be back in a few days' time for our next Arty catch-up. Thank you so much for watching.